Hello everyone, I'm Sumita Shri from Department of English, Hindusthan College of Engineering and Technology. Let us begin the session with the quote, "The ability to speak exactly is intimately related to the ability to know exactly." Today, we are going to learn one of the most important grammar topic in English, that is active and passive voice, particularly how to change a sentence from active to passive using the forms of tenses. First, let us learn what is voice of a sentence denotes for. Voice is the form of a verb which shows whether the subject performs the action or receives the action. Read the sentence. The watchman opens the door. The door is opened by the watchman. It will be seen that these two sentences express the same meaning. But in sentence 1, the form of the verb opens shows that the subject does something, that is, the watchman opens the door. Here, the verb opens is said to be in active voice. In sentence 2, the form of the verb is opened shows that something is done by the subject, that is, the door is opened by the watchman. The verb opened in the sentence is said to be in passive voice. Therefore, there are two voices in English, active and passive voice. So, let us learn what is active voice and what is passive voice. The active voice describes a sentence where the subject performs the action stated by the verb. It follows a clear subject-verb-object construction. Example, Rita wrote a letter. She cooks food. Next, the passive voice of a sentence shows that something is done by the person or thing denoted by the subject. Example, a letter was written by Rita. The food is cooked by her. Now let us learn some common rules to convert a sentence from active to passive. First, identify subject, verb and object in the active sentence. Then interchange the object and subject to form passive. Object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Also, change the base form of verb to third form of verb preceded by plus subject. Remember, do not change tense of the sentence while framing a sentence from active to passive. Also, use appropriate helping verbs and modal verbs in correct form. Among the 12 forms of tense, passives cannot be formed for present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous and future continuous. We can observe the above said rules in the sentences. She prepares dinner. The dinner is prepared by her. She knows him. He is known to her. Juice fills the jar. The jar is filled with juice. While converting active voice sentence to passive voice sentence, the pronoun used in the sentence also changes in the following manner. I, me, we, us, he, him, she, her, they, them, you and it remain same. Now let us apply above said rules to convert a sentence in simple present active to passive. Active voice in simple present tense can be changed to passive voice by simply interchanging subject and object and changing base form of the verb to past participle form of the verb. Like, she writes a story is written by her. Jacob always plays the guitar is always played by Jacob. To form passive and present continuous, after interchanging the subject and object, add is, am, are plus being plus past participle form of the verb. Like, Carla is attending a workshop is being attended by Carla. Bob is drawing a diagram is being drawn by Bob. Next, in present perfect form, the passive form remains like has or have been plus V3 form of verb. Like, they have built a house has been built by them. He has read the newspaper has been read by him. To form passive in simple past, depending on subject of the sentence, add was or were plus V3 form of the verb. Like Ria paid the bills. The bills were paid by Ria. She did not buy the fruits. The fruits were not bought by her. When we have did in the active sentence, we can use was or were in the passive sentence. Passive voice in past continuous is formed using was or were plus being plus be3 form of the verb. Like John was not attending the trade fair. The trade fair was not being attended by John. Asta was learning coding and decoding. Coding and decoding were being learnt by Asta. The active voice in past perfect tense can be changed to passive with the format had been plus be3 form of the verb. Like I had finished her work had been finished by me. He had missed the last metro train. The last metro train had been missed by him. Passive voice in simple future tense can be framed using will be plus be3 form of the verb. Like he will write a letter will be written by him. She will distribute face masks will be distributed by her. To form passive in future perfect tense, we use will have been plus be3 form of the verb in passive. Meena will not have changed the worksheet. The worksheet will not have been changed by Meena. Eddie will have won the match. The match will have been won by Eddie. Thank you, students. I would like to conclude the session with the quote, repetition is the mother of learning. So learn all the rules and practice more sentences to avoid mistakes. I hope the session is useful. Thank you for watching.